there was a small professional theatre there when I was growing up, but most of them were part-time. They had two jobs because you couldn't hardly make a living of it. We never thought about being on television or being in film. What we did know was a bit of theatre, because Irish are great storytellers. And but you know, the economic times were tough, so you could hardly survive. You couldn't survive as a professional actor. So while I felt something, the stirrings of being involved in a profession like that, I didn't imagine it would happen. And also, when I was kind of bluntly told, well, at any one point, 86% of that profession is out of work. So you'd want to be very careful. And indeed, my parents suggested I get something behind me, like, you know, like a degree of some kind, so that when I turned out to be a complete failure, that I had something to fall back on. In which case, it was supposed to be studying law at the university in Belfast, Queen's University. But it turns out I was kind of majoring in snooker and poker, and I was very fortunate. There was a man called Desmond Marinan there, and he'd been at school with me. He was a senior, and he was now a law lecturer, and he suggested that I transfer to study English and drama, because I think he saw something in me that had something, though you don't know yourself, you really don't. And at that time then I applied to go to a proper theatre school, because there were none in Ireland, and that's what took me off the island of Ireland for the first time and into London. I went to theatre school there. It was a good time. It was 1973, and the Troubles had been going on for 3 years, and it was getting just the malevolence that was around, and it was very violent, very dangerous. And at the same time, you didn't want to abandon people and family, but at the same time, for a young man at that time, it was kind of healthy to get out and just see the wider world a bit, and not be locked and entrenched into that kind of narrowness that was happening at the time. So I do believe I was very, very fortunate.